Karen blamed the dry cleaner for a shirt. Turns out she never even dropped one off. What happens when a single accusation spirals into a storm that tears lives apart? In the quiet suburb of Willow Creek, where manicured lawns and picket fences painted a picture of calm, Karen Whitmore was a name that carried weight not for kindness, but for chaos. Her voice, sharp as a blade, could slice through the tranquility of any room. And on one fateful Tuesday, that voice aimed straight for Sam's Dry Cleaning, a modest shop on Main Street, where a missing shirt would unravel more than just a thread. Karen stormed into the shop, her heels clicking like gunfire on the linoleum floor. Her face was flushed, her eyes narrowed, and her purse swung like a weapon. "You ruined my life," she shouted, slamming her fist on the counter. Sam Gwynn, the shop's owner, a soft-spoken man in his 50s with tired eyes and calloused hands, froze behind the register. The bell above the door still jingled faintly, as if unsure whether to announce her arrival or warn of her wrath. "Ma'am, what's wrong?" Sam asked, his voice steady despite the tremor in his gut. He'd seen customers upset before, but Karen's rage was a force of nature. "My silk blouse, the one-of-a-kind, hand-stitched blouse I dropped off last week. It's gone. You lost it, or worse, you destroyed it." Karen's voice rose, drawing the attention of two other customers browsing racks of plastic-wrapped clothes. "Do you know how much that shirt meant to me? It was for my daughter's wedding. You've ruined everything." Sam's brow furrowed. He prided himself on his meticulous records, a habit born from years of running a business where every garment was someone's treasure. "Can you describe the blouse, ma'am? Or show me your receipt? I'll check our logs." Karen scoffed, tossing her hair. "Receipt? I don't need a receipt to know you're incompetent. It was a cream silk blouse with pearl buttons, custom-made in Italy. I dropped it off last Tuesday, and now it's gone. I want compensation, and I want it now." Sam's daughter, Lynn, emerged from the back, her apron dusted with lint. At 19, she was the heart of the shop, balancing college and helping her father keep the business afloat. Her calm demeanor contrasted with Karen's fury. "Dad, I'll pull the records," she said softly, already moving to the computer. Lynn's fingers flew over the keys, searching for any trace of Karen's supposed drop-off. The screen glowed with rows of data, but no cream silk blouse appeared under Karen Whitmore's name. "Mrs. Whitmore," Lynn said, turning to face her, "we don't have any record of your blouse. Are you sure you dropped it off here?" Karen's face twisted. "Are you calling me a liar? I know exactly where I took it. This is outrageous. I'm going to sue you for everything you've got." Her voice cracked, but not from sadness, pure, unfiltered rage. The other customers exchanged glances, one slipping out the door to avoid the scene. Sam raised his hands, palms out, trying to de-escalate. "We're not accusing you of anything, ma'am. Let's figure this out. Maybe it was another cleaner? There's one on Elm Street." "Don't patronize me," Karen snapped. "I know where I went, and it was here. You're trying to cover up your mistake." She pulled out her phone, her fingers trembling as she typed furiously. "I'm posting about this online. Everyone in Willow Creek will know what kind of scam you're running." Lynn's heart sank. A bad review could cripple their small business, already struggling under rising rent and competition from chain cleaners. She glanced at her father, whose shoulders slumped slightly, the weight of years of hard work pressing down. As Karen's tirade continued, a new figure entered the shop, a woman in her late 30s, dressed in a simple cardigan, her hair pulled back in a messy bun. Her name was Emily, a regular customer who'd always been kind, tipping extra and asking about Lynn's studies. She carried a garment bag, but her expression was one of unease, as if she'd walked into a battlefield. Excuse me," Emily said, her voice barely audible over Karen's shouting. I think I need to say something." Karen whirled on her. "What? Are you here to defend these thieves?" Emily flinched but stood her ground. "No, I heard what you said about the blouse. Cream silk, pearl buttons, right? I think I know what happened." Her words hung in the air, a sudden twist that silenced even Karen for a moment. Emily took a deep breath. Last Tuesday, I was at the community center, helping set up for the charity auction. You were there, Mrs. Whitmore, showing off a blouse just like that. You said it was for your daughter's wedding, but you spilled red wine on it during the event. I saw you try to clean it in the bathroom, but it stained badly. You were so upset you left early. Karen's face paled, but she recovered quickly. That's ridiculous. I'd remember something like that. Emily's voice grew firmer. I don't think you dropped off the blouse here, Mrs. Whitmore. I think you're confused because of how upset you were. I saw you put it in your car, still stained. You never brought it to Sam's. The shop fell silent. Sam and Lynn exchanged a glance, hope flickering in their eyes. Karen's mouth opened, then closed, her certainty crumbling. But instead of backing down, she doubled down, her voice shrill. You're lying. You're all in on this. I'll make sure this place is shut down. Lynn stepped forward, her voice steady but laced with emotion. Mrs. Whitmore, we're a family business. My dad's worked here for 20 years, saving every penny to send me to college. A bad review could ruin us. If you're sure about the blouse, let's check the security footage. We have cameras. Karen froze. The mention of cameras seemed to pierce her bravado. She stammered, I don't have time for this. You'll be hearing from my lawyer. She stormed out, leaving the bell jingling in her wake. Sam exhaled, his hands trembling. Thank you, Emily, he said, his voice thick with gratitude. You didn't have to do that. Emily smiled faintly. I couldn't let her destroy you over a mistake. I've seen what she's like. She's done this before last month. She accused the bakery of shorting her order, but it turned out she'd miscounted. Lynn's relief was tempered by dread. Karen's threat lingered, and sure enough, by evening, a scathing post appeared on the Willow Creek community page, accusing Sam's dry cleaning of theft and incompetence. The comments piled up, some defending Sam, others amplifying Karen's outrage. The shop's phone rang incessantly with cancellations, and by the next day, business had slowed to a trickle. Lynn sat at the counter, staring at the empty shop. Dad, what if we can't recover from this? She whispered. Sam placed a hand on her shoulder. We'll keep going. We always do. But the weeks that followed were brutal. The shop's reputation, built over decades, unraveled. Suppliers demanded upfront payments, and the landlord hinted at raising rent. Lynn skipped classes to help, but the numbers didn't lie, they were drowning. Then, one rainy afternoon, a new customer walked in. His name was Marcus, a lawyer who'd moved to Willow Creek recently. He'd seen the online post and Karen's follow-up rants, but he'd also seen Emily's quiet defense in the comments. I did some digging, Marcus said, setting a folder on the counter. Karen's got a history of this: false complaints, threats, even a settled lawsuit against a florist. I checked your cameras for her supposed drop-off date. Nothing. She was never here. Sam's eyes widened. You mean she made it all up? Marcus nodded. I think she's lashing out. Her daughter's wedding was called off last week. Personal drama. Not your fault. I can help you clear your name pro bono. No one should lose their livelihood over a lie. Lynn felt tears prick her eyes. Hope, fragile but real, flickered again. Marcus's offer led to a public apology from Karen, coerced by the threat of a defamation suit. The community rallied, and slowly customers returned. But the damage lingered. Sam's health faltered under the stress, and Lynn deferred her college semester to keep the shop afloat. In the end, Karen's accusation was a mirror, reflecting her own chaos. Her blouse, stained and forgotten in her car, was a symbol of her unraveling life. She'd blamed others to avoid facing her own failures. But the cost of her lie was paid by Sam and Lynn, whose dreams were bruised, if not broken. The shop survived, but the scars remained, a reminder that truth, when buried, leaves wounds that never fully heal. Nd.